Greetings friends, Reformed Stoic here, back with another video. The topic for today is what is more important, looks or money? We discussed this on stream a little bit, but what gave me the idea for this video, is my last video talking about how the black pill is going mainstream. I realized that the way I was using the term black pill was more in reference to money and status. I felt like I was at risk of being corrected by someone saying, dude, the way you're using the term black pill is not accurate. Black pill is negative canthal tilt and height and jawline. This is not the proper use of the term black pill. So I figured it raises the debate of the question of looks versus money. Well, something I've noticed since I've been on X lately is that rich people, which is, they're not necessarily all rich, but they make a comfortable living being internet influencers. Rich people, well, the two people I have in mind are rich. Kanye and Andrew Tate. Rich people talk like all women care about is money. And then the people who seem to talk about like all women care about is looks don't have a lot of money, usually. I would say that there is a looks threshold. Like, you have to be good looking enough to not be, I guess what the internet would call sub 5. That's the nicest way to put it. If you are rich and you are not a sub 5, your looks are plenty good enough for women to fawn over you, because I believe what women really care about is dominance in a man. Dominance is what really makes a man attractive, and this goes way back to the first video I ever made. I know a guy who's 5'7" and he slays. I gave an example of somebody that I know. When I mention to people that I know in my hometown that maybe I think I've struggled with women because of my height, they bring him up. This is somebody, I come from a small town, and there's just a guy who's like 5'6", and he played football. That really narrows it down. He played football in high school, and he had a girlfriend. He had a pretty girlfriend. She was also short. He hooked up at parties sometimes. He was a fucking prick. He was really loud. He was also a wrestler. I actually beat his ass most of the time. There was one time we were in my bedroom and I was really high and we were wrestling and he kind of got the better of me and he choked me out. It was a fluke. Every other time we wrestled, I beat his ass just because I was bigger than him. I was kind of thinking about that guy when I made the first video that I ever made, because for the most part, it really is. It's a disadvantage to be short, specifically when we're talking about looks. But this guy plays football, is a wrestler, cocky, loud. This guy is always pushing your buttons. I spent too much time my senior year of high school driving around with this guy and some other hoodlums, smoking weed, high out of our mind. Every fucking second of an interaction with this guy is he's pushing your buttons to the point where it's there's going to be a fight, and he's very physical and he's down to fight. Like I said, I put this guy one time, he threw a burger at my car. It's yeah, I threw a burger at your car, bitch. What are you going to do? And I wasn't really a great wrestler, but I was pretty strong, and I just kind of grabbed him and I swayed him from side to side. And I threw his ass down in the parking lot, and I got on top of him. But I'm saying, there was so many other times he's throwing freaking cans. He's littering in the driveway of my house. He steals things. He throws burgers at your car. He talks shit. He just never stops. And I wasn't really, like, I wasn't super confident. I wasn't as loud as other people. I wasn't super confrontational, even though I worked out a lot. I didn't have that kind of personality that he did. He has that, like, cocky, annoying personality. The point is that he has kind of like a dominant personality, and it just serves for my example about dominance, you know? So I think the examples that people have of, oh, dude, I know a guy who's 5'6" and he slays. He probably has like perfect hair. He's got a good looking face. He's in shape. These things are all standard. Like everything else has to be on point if you're a short guy. And this guy, he's got perfect hair. He's got perfect teeth. He's got like a little pretty boy skater look going. And he's also like a fucking hyper trying to be dominant asshole all the time. I believe that in the big picture, like where hypergamy is leading, the absolute pinnacle, omega point of hypergamy is money. Because when girls have the options of any men, like, are they going to pick a giga chad with like a ridiculously chiseled jaw and he's stronger than everybody, but he only makes like 60, 70 grand a year? Or are they going to pick Elon Musk? And I'm starting to see some ignorant comments like, the internet YouTube black pill is just not, that's not what my channel is about. I discuss philosophy, but I discuss philosophy in the context of modern society, and this is relevant to modern society. But I'm starting to see that some internet black pillars are very delusional. Like somebody said that Elon Musk's looks are not enough to be attractive to a woman. So now I'm going to rate Elon Musk looks on a scale of 1 to 10, which is kind of whatever. I don't know. I feel like he's a solid 7.5. I don't think he's an ugly guy. Now, he used to be bald. Those pictures are pretty rough, but people just sound very naive. It's like, oh yeah, you know, Elon's looks, women are only with him for his money. I mean, he's the richest guy in the world, more or less. So, yeah, he's got money. But this idea that he's like not good looking enough, I don't know exactly how to say it, but it just comes off as delusional. He's not a bad looking guy. Personally, there's all kinds of things about this video that are cringe. Talking about the guy from my hometown, if anybody from my hometown lurks on my channel, they know exactly who I'm talking about. That's cringe. Rating Elon Musk. And now I'm going to talk about myself. If I woke up and had $100 million in the bank tomorrow, hell, if I woke up tomorrow and had like $1 million in the bank or $2 million in the bank, I could go get a hair transplant and wear nice clothes and I'm already in shape, maybe get in some roids. I mean, I think I look fine. Guys. Some people are like, you're so fucking ugly, dude. You're delusional. Cope. I mean, and I feel bad because do sub 5 males exist? And that kind of brings up the next part of the discussion where it's like, I feel like there's a looks threshold to become successful as a man. Like when we're talking sub 5 black pill, like really not good looking face, under 5'5", these people tend to not even like get anywhere in life, which is sad. So, and status is absolutely interchangeable with money. When people say looks, money, status, you're basically saying looks, money, money. Money is status. Some people say that looks is personality. You could be a good-looking turbo autismo cyborg, I'm ready to socialize, and you could actually blow it. You could actually, you could maybe get a couple of dates, but no, you're not guaranteed to get sex either. Like in the modern world, you could be a really good looking guy. You underestimate your ability to like blow it with women. Like you could be, because you have to at least talk to this woman. Like, yeah, sometimes on Tinder it's just they come over and they fuck you, but if there's a date involved, a guy can really blow it with the way he talks. So a personality, an ability to have charisma and talk, it's not interchangeable with looks. I think like on the internet surveys is where people came up with that idea, and yeah, looks will get you a long way, but status, like, can you come up with an example of a high status man who doesn't have a lot of money? Music would probably be the best one, but like in the 90s, I mean, this is the kind of music that's like kind of become my favorite. Like bands like Swerve Driver, Failure, shoegaze bands, Slow Dive, stuff like Cocktail Twins, and then there's all these endless list of bands like Knapsack, No Knife, all these kind of like 90s post-hardcore alternative bands. But they toured and they had big names in these niche circles. That's probably a pretty good example of having high status. And then maybe these guys probably had like day jobs, or if they toured full time, like maybe they scraped by on like $20,000 a year. I remember I talked to the band Rufio. I talked to their bass player on MySpace when I was in middle school. I absolutely loved Rufio back then. I had a little back and forth and asked him how much money they made. He's like, we tour full time. We're always on the road. We're always doing stuff with our band. We make like 40 grand a year. Like each individual member of the band. And Rufio was pretty well known. If you're somebody who liked pop punk and you did any searching at all beyond just Sum 41 and Blink-182, you probably knew about Rufio. And they made like $40,000 a year. But that is actually probably the best example of high status not having a lot of money. But I think as time goes on, you are finding that status and money are kind of becoming one. That music isn't the way it used to be. Pop punk used to be on MTV. Now it's pretty much exclusively rap, pop, DJ music. But I suppose it's possible to have high status without having a lot of money. The black pill circles online, negative canthal tilt, dude, jawline, height. Like we're talking about relations and correlations here. How many people in those circles have a lot of money? Like how many people are pulling in like 6-figure salaries and they're hanging out online in these black pill circles? I'm just saying, man, like I think people who don't have any money dwell on this stuff. And when I'm saying don't have any money, I feel like to start getting in the conversation like you got money, and I don't really know because I don't really have a lot of money, I would give an estimate of at least $200,000 a year. At least $200,000 a year. So I don't know the exact figure, but when I'm saying people who like don't have any money, that could be anywhere in the 5-figure salary range, basically. It's not enough to just have an income. Women want the shiny. This is the big picture of hypergamy, and anybody who thinks I'm wrong is like, dude, cope. You're not able to like see the big picture because you are just so caught up in this mindset of like, I have nothing and I'm a sub 5. And there's a lot of guys out there who are not sub 5s who are getting wrapped up in the black pill. Look, you guys can say whatever you want about me. I have taken a lot of shit on the internet. I'm definitely not a sub 5, bro. And I don't even think it's like that important that I get hair plugs, but yeah, if I ever become a big hotshot, I'll probably fucking get hair plugs. And it will probably be black pilling on some level. I don't, part of me just says I don't ever want to do that because I don't want to see how women treat me when I have hair. But I don't think I'm a sub 5. You're probably not a sub 5. And I feel bad even going over the details of sub 5. Sub 5 is like ridiculously recessed chin. You know who has a recessed chin on some level? Andrew Tate. And I gotta tell you, man, like, he is a very clear situation of who hurt you. I don't know if anybody else can see it, but I can see it. I can see the young, lanklet, skinny Andrew Tate. I can just tell that this is kind of my empath vision. I can tell he wasn't always confident. He was probably failed to act, frozen, shy. He probably got bullied. I don't know, man, but I feel that. I feel when I look at Andrew Tate that he is overcompensating and he's kind of developed this whole alter ego. Once upon a time, he was a little skinny. Andrew! Hey guys, look, it's Andrew! And he just... I mean, there's something to it, man. Like, he is like the embodiment of toxic masculinity now. And I definitely think that he became that way somehow. And yeah, he has the recessed chin. But these things can be overcome. I don't want to tell people to be hopeless ever. The big picture is money, you guys. The big picture is money and status. And as time goes on, status is money. Money and status is more important than looks. The only looks that are required is that you are not a sub 5 male. And I would say that sub 5 males, they just tend not to make it. And I challenge you to give me examples in the comments of sub 5 male celebrities. And they need to be somewhat new. Like when people say Danny DeVito, well, that's a boomer, okay? It's not the same for boomers. Things have changed. I brought up Skrillex, but then somebody told me, like, bro, Skrillex was a long time ago. And he's kind of got this, like, pretty boy thing going on. He's kind of got, like, a metrosexual pretty boy thing going on. Yeah, interesting. A lot of interesting energy in this video. But I think that it's really important. I mean, anybody can watch my channel, dude. There's no limits on who's allowed to watch my channel. But I just think I want everybody to know that I am not a black pillar. I'm also not an incel. I really hate that terminology. Nobody should self-identify as an incel. I've said that many, many times. That's basically a propagandic term. If you're a nerd, if you're a loser, if you suck with women, you know, just say that. Just be that. But you don't want to identify as an incel. And as far as a black pillar goes, there's a lot of guys getting sucked up into that. This whole looks stuff. Like, you think that you're too ugly, but you're not. And it's an interesting mental exercise. Like, imagine yourself with $100 million in the bank. And maybe try to, like, carry some of that energy with you out into the world. And I know a lot of people don't want to hear that shit. You know, no, it's not enough to take a shower. It's not enough to get a haircut. But maybe it is enough to get hair plugs and wear designer clothes. And, like, here's the thing where money really changes your life. I brought this up on stream. I read this in some forums online. Signing up for, like, a yacht club. Signing up for, like, the most expensive gym in the city. When you got money, you're joining yacht clubs. You're joining maybe fraternal orders. But you're just joining expensive stuff that I can't even come up with that many examples because I haven't thought about joining these things because I don't have any money. But you join like a fancy golf resort sports club and there's women there just like sipping on champagne like, oh, here's the new guy. And you know, you're wearing your little pink polo and maybe you're 5'7", but you got gel in your hair and all your shit's super fucking expensive. And Money and status is more important, you guys, and I will die on that molehill. Like, I really kind of think that you're a sheltered idiot if you don't see that. What people were trying to say about Elon Musk, like, oh, he wouldn't be able to keep women. He doesn't need as much money as he has. He's not like somebody who's ugly and needs to compensate. I think Elon Musk would do fine with women if he only made $150,000 or $200,000 a year. God bless you, my friends. I'll see you next time. Peace out.